good evening, and thank you for joining us on today's show, The Trends on BRTV, the home of talk and entertainment. How are you doing? My name is Igwe Ovakoma Tochukwu. As we all know, the 2023 election is by the corner, and on today's show, we'll be having a guest virtually by the name Honorable Ambassador Dr. Fateema Mohammed Ogunkola, who is coming out as House of Representative IFAKO IJAIYE Federal Constituency. Yes, we'll be discussing on women in politics and governance, and also the 2023 election. Okay, we'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll have her with us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Now go. God will send you divine blessing. The apple for inside there, we.
Skit Chat, right here on Bright Television, the home of talk and entertainment. Skit Chat.
DSTV, connecting your world. You can sing kids.
Yes, sir! We're taking over! Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
All real and unmixed.
Turn little pieces, skin and bone. Hello, welcome home.
We are the ones who take the right, so let's have it.
6 students from each school joined the battle for a grand prize in the first edition of You Can Sing Kids.
It wasn't walking around the party across between a zombie apocalypse and the Bambino.
Join Comfort and the kids. You Can Sing Kids. Proudly brought to you by TSTV.
Hello, welcome to another exciting episode of Let's Talk.
Now, there was a story that was told about the twins brother who their father was an alcoholic. The other one grew up to become an alcoholic. The other one grew up not touching alcohol. And they asked two of them, he said, did you see what alcohol did to my father?
I didn't want to be like
I want to be
him.
like him.
Everywhere you go, this woman has split from her husband, this man has left his family. We don't think he's going to help us as a people, as a nation.
Sense to listen to you because I know that I might actually not know this. You see, that overrated this thing is, I don't even want to know.
Go now, go. God will send you divine blessing.
You're welcome back on the show. Before we went on a break, we told you that Honorable Fateema will be joining us on today's show. I'll be discussing about women in politics and governance and also the 2023 general election. And within a short period of time, the Honorable will be joining us on the show. Okay, she's here with us for today's show. Good evening, Honorable Fateema. How you doing?
Good evening. How are you doing?
Thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, today we'll be discussing about women in politics and governance and also the 2023 election.
Oh, yes.
Okay, please do us the honor of introducing yourself to our viewers.
Well, just like you have said, my names are simply Honorable Fateema Mohammed Ogunkola. I am the PDP House of Representative candidate for IJAIYE Federal Constituency. I have been in politics since 1999. I love to say all the time that I've got a track record. I've got a political track record of how I have fared in my constituency. So, Fateema, they call her a philanthropist, so I don't know. And, you know, I'm coming on now. It is electioneering period. My campaign.
Okay, so how long have you been in politics?
Well, I got into politics in 1999.
Honorable, I asked, how long have you been in politics?
Since 1999.
Oh, since
Since the
1999. Okay. What motivated you, or what really inspired you to join politics as a woman?
Well, I guess what motivated me basically was I was driving past my mother's neighborhood and they had a meeting. I saw them shout down a woman, and that in itself made me feel very uncomfortable. So I spoke out, and from then I asked around where they were having their normal political meetings. They told me, and since then I just got involved in politics. More for me, it is about lending my voice. I think it's been about me lending my voice to the women folk, basically helping them to speak above a whisper. It's more like it was born out of I would not let you ridicule the women anymore. More like it.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, that's really what inspired you to join politics, so that women won't be ridiculed anymore.
Yes.
Okay, my next question for you this evening is, as a woman running for public office, what are some of the challenges you are facing?
Well, I think the first challenge is the fact that women are not given the leverage. And then you have something you call patriarchy. A lot of people are basically fighting against the women because they believe that that we're lesser beings and that we don't have what it takes to speak when the men are speaking. So all of the inhibition, the cultural inhibition, the traditional inhibitions, the religious inhibitions, and the fact that you're a woman, they get scared of this gender, and by so doing, they try to shut us up. They try to trample us under feet. But some of us have learned to speak above witness. Some of us have learned to, tell people that you can come for, you can talk. Nobody has the right to shut you up. So I think basically it's, and then the finances. We don't have a lot of financial institutions who believe in the cause of a woman being in power, in government. So we have a lot of factors that has either to trap us as women.
Okay, I'm happy now you're part of the women that have stood up their ground in order to speak up in the political world. Thank you so much. So with a population of 200 million people and over 60% as youth, what is the plan of your administration if elected for the Nigerian youth, particularly the youth in your constituency?
Well, before being elected, I have been a force that keeps touching the lives of youth. I believe in the youth passionately. So I have been touching lives of the youth. They see me lending them. I am first amongst people. Everything that I have done have been to propagate the youth. For example, I started the very first ever IFAKO Youth Marathon race. I empower in my 6 years of active politicking, of contesting elections. I've empowered over 5,000 youths in my federal constituency. I've taught them a lot of vocational trades. I've in turn empowered them cash, to start the businesses. I've made them solar. I've done the POS for them, and then I do scholarship yearly. Right now, I have about 250 people in the polytechnic. I have about 100 in the university. I do jam, free GC. I've just started 600. So I have been about the youth. I do sports. I engage them. I have town hall meetings. And then we go on the Twitter wall and I tell them, talk back at Famo, tell Famo what you would have had to. So basically, I've run more like a youth-friendly program.
Oh, good to know that you have been a shoulder that so many youths have really leaned on, most especially in your constituency. Okay, our next question to you this evening rather. Lagos State is referred to as the commercial capital of Nigeria. How do you intend to further increase internal generated revenue of IFAKO, IJAIYE, and Lagos State
When they
at
said about
large?
Lagos State is, I mean, we should even keep our.
Like continue saying. Okay, we've been talking to Honorable Ambassador Dr. Fateema Mohammed Ogunkola, who is coming out as House of Representative Ifaki Ijai Federal Constituency. And before network disrupted, we asked a question how Lagos State is referred to as the commercial capital of Nigeria, and how she intends to further the increase in internal generated revenue of IFAKO, IJAIYE, and Lagos State at large.
Like I have said, are we looking at ourselves like, oh, the capital of our internally generated revenue does not commiserate with the sort of life that we're living?
Okay.
So there's really nothing to write home about our IGR at the moment, as it were. And I am just going to be a federal lawmaker. As a federal lawmaker, what I'm expected to do is to continually make laws that would further help palliate and cushion the effect of the predominant poverty in my federal constituency. So it's not like I have the powers, legislative powers, to help improve IGR. No, I do not. I am a lawmaker. So it is clear what my position as a House of Rep member is, basically.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable. So let's talk about insecurity, which is the major challenges we are facing in the country currently. So insecurity has been a recurrent issue in Nigeria. How do you intend to address this in your constituency if elected?
I'm sure you will agree with me that insecurity has never been this bad. Nigeria has never experienced anything as horrible as this. It only got worse in the last 8 years. Things came from bad to worse. In my constituency, we had a lot of places that are, gray areas where you have those that they like to call the area boys. I don't like to call them area boys because if we had governance that was doable to the common man, then they wouldn't be termed as area boys. They would have a definitive means of livelihood, and life would have been better for them. But unfortunately, Nigeria has impoverished us. Nigeria has trampled us under feet. So they have no choice but to have area boys. So we have a lot of dark areas in my constituency where these area boys supposedly stay. So the first thing I did was to light up the entire area. I started lighting my constituency, and once you take off these dark areas, the dark patch, the next thing you do is give them an other option. I keep saying that you tell people go off the street, and you're not giving them a better option. When you tell people don't swear on the street, build stores for them. So for me, I tell them leave the street, I give them another option. What are the options that I give them? I teach them how to learn a trade, and I in turn tie them to a microfinance bank, them soft grants to be able to trade and get their lives running again, and they become useful to themselves.
Okay, so one thing I heard you said that you lighting up the area so that there won't be darkness.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So what are your plans and objectives for your administration if elected?
Like I've said initially, I have like a 7 point agenda. I have something that I love to call abomire. Abomire in Yoruba language means this is how I have fared. I've started doing it even before being elected. I come out, I seek out for projects. When I do this project, I come back to the community and tell them this is how far I have fared. So one of my 7 cardinal agendas is to continually have the abomire session where I come back home and we have if I have to Georgia. Georgia. Another thing is my youth inclusiveness, program that I have. I intend to engage more youths. I intend to have more youths come out massively to get them employed and enrolled. As a House of Rep member, I am entitled to slots to get them into the customs, navy. So put them in all of these things and other establishments. Have youth who I can engage with intellectually. Have youth who can stand up and say, oh, because of this is how well that I've been able to fare. So I have my educational program that I do, and my educational initiative. That's where I you know, admit the children who are doing the GC, the JAM. I have what I call the back to school storm. So I would continually build that legacy because it's the only legacy I am bequeathing. I have things for the women. I run my women empowerment program, and then I run my women all inclusive program where I teach them how to be assertive. I teach them how to stand for themselves, how to speak up for other women, and every other. So basically, those are the things I intend to do. I've, accumulated everybody: the women, the youth, the children, and that's it. Basically, that's what I plan to do.
Most times, if politicians are coming out for election, they make a whole lot of promises. So I believe that the promises that you've made, that you live up to it and you fulfill them.
For me, I'm not making promises. I'm talking track record. Even before being elected, I said these are the things that I have done before being
Okay?
elected. My mandate in 2023 is a mandate of consolidation. I intend to consolidate on everything that I have done, basically. So that's
Beautiful.
what it
Thank you
is,
very
basically.
much. So, what advice will you give Nigerians towards the forthcoming 2023 election?
What I want to say to Nigerians is please vote, do not fight. I know some of them have gotten around to giving you guns to come and disrupt the process. Tell them their children those guns and to put their children out. Let their children be the ones to die for their sins, in this nation. I want to employ all of us to come out on the day of elections, cast your vote. Do not just stop by casting your vote. Defend your votes. Defending your vote is key. Defend your vote and ensure that you elect the people that will change the narrative in every form across the state. That is what I want us to do. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much, Honorable Fatima, for joining us on the show. And we wish
You are
you
most welcome.
well in your
Thank you so much. You're
election.
welcome. Thank
Okay, just like we've
for my
heard from
elections.
the
Thank you very much.
Honorable, she said, come out and vote and don't fight and learn to defend your vote. Let's go on another quick break, and when we return, we'll round up on the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.